Hey y'all, good morning. It is Wednesday. My name is Mariah Thompson Bills. I'm so happy that you all are joining me on my YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share, whatever you have to do. So today's topic of discussion is, well, let me just tell you a little bit about me. I posted a video and you all should have been able to watch it as of last night. I am currently on a journey to just better myself all over. Self-love is a very big thing that I am working on because your girl hasn't had it, or I was putting myself last and putting everybody else first. So I can't say I didn't have self-love. What I will say is I wasn't able to channel my self-love, right? Okay, boom. So now I'm just allowing y'all to come on this journey with me and sharing my journey to get to where I truly want to be as far as loving myself. So on this journey, I am not only I'm working on my health. So I'm walking 30 minutes a day. I've also found a free workout class that I'm doing in the community. And I'm drinking a lot of water. I'm on some vitamins and some minerals as well. And then another thing is I am affirming daily. So not only do I have my biblical affirmations, I also have just affirmations that I write up myself, or sometimes I find them on Pinterest and write them around my house. On top of that, I am also learning to be disciplined. Discipline is really big because I feel as though discipline it channels a lot of different things that we do as of right now. And I have never been disciplined. I've always been a procrastinator. And so my goal is to get out of procrastination and step into discipline. So as of right now, that's just a little snippet of who I am. I also have a podcast. I'm a former blogger. I'm on a journey of entrepreneurship as well. And truthfully, I'm a parent. I'm a single mom, and my daughter's 8. So I'm also learning. And at the same time of learning about myself, I'm also learning how the things that the skills that I don't have affects my daughter. So me not having self-love affects her in a way that she is starting not to have it, or her self-esteem is starting to be low. Or me not affirming daily and speaking positive for myself is teaching her how to speak negative for herself. So my goal is to always be the best parent that I could possibly be. And if I have to change some things within inside of myself, that just to be that parent, then so be it. I just don't want my daughter to grow up and deal with emotional and mental things. Some of the things that I had to deal with, not because I had a bad parent, but because we don't pay attention to the things in the ways that we affect, or how we affect other people with the ways that we treat ourselves. So I am on a journey of putting myself first. That doesn't mean that I'll take away from anything from my daughter. That just means that I won't be available to other people. And meaning that no is going to be my new sentence that I use and my new phrase. Because at this point, I have to take time for myself. And I have to really, really get in tune with me, right? So with all of that being said, we're going to jump into the topic of today. The topic of discussion today is fear. Y'all, I deal with fear on a daily basis. I have some big decisions that I have to make, and my fear has been defeating me every time it comes to this decision that I have to make. On top of that, your girl anxiety was over the roof this weekend just because I had to make some decisions. Like when I have to make decisions, I go through like the worst part of fear in America. Like it just be horrible. And yes, I have anxiety. I can't stand it, but I'm overcoming it. Know that I'm overcoming this anxiety. So for instance, one thing about fear that I don't like is that when you have conversations with other people, they inflict their fears on you. And well, I say me, I can't really speak for you, but for me, I have allowed other people's fears to be inflicted. What I mean by other people inflicting their fear on you is, so say if you, it was time for you to do some self-care stuff, right? And you knew that it was the first of the month and your bills is coming, but you wanted to buy you something nice. And your friends are like, girl, don't do it, because what if your paycheck don't come on time? What if they mix up your paycheck, girl? What if, what if? Girl, I don't never spend money during the time of my bills because, girl, I just can't afford to not pay my bills. Like, first of all, if that's what you want to do it. If you have the funds saved up, and let's be very, very clear, your friends shouldn't even know what's in your bank account. So if you have the funds saved up to take care of yourself, do so. See, here's the thing. People only know what you tell them. They don't have to have all the details, but they still will inflict their fears on you. So your friends don't know that you possibly could have saved $100, $200 for this moment so that you can take, do some self-care, some retail shopping, whatever. But they're still telling you don't do something because in their eyes, what if something doesn't happen? What if it doesn't work out? That's unacceptable, period. You cannot, at no given point, allow your friends to inflict their fears on you. Another thing that you can deal with when it comes down to fear is judgment. So I talked about, your friends inflicting their fears. Let's talk about family. So say if, for instance, say if you was like me and you move and you're like one of those people that don't care about living in one state because you'll move to the next state. That is my mindset. That is me. I am her. She's me, whatever. If your family or your friends be like, oh, girl, you do too much moving. Oh, girl, what is you doing with your life or whatever. If you move, then anything can happen. You could still struggle. But you know in your heart that you want a fresh start. Or say, for instance, that your family been moving all of their lives, but then the moment that you make a decision, they like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? How could you do that? You need to be stable. You need to do this. You need to do that. So how do you deal with that, right? A lot of times you are judged based off of your actions. And a lot of times people can't judge you because their actions might be worse or they might have done the same thing. And when it comes down to your fears, so I talk about the moving piece, right? Because I've experienced it. I've moved as a child throughout my life, right? And when it comes down to me wanting to move and be somewhere else, I'm always told, that's a stupid idea. Why are you always doing that? You need to just do this. You need to just do that. And then it inflicts fears on me because the fear of judgment, the fear of having somebody judge you, the fear of, are you doing something correctly? Or people making you feel belittled based off of the actions that you want to take because you know your desires and your plans. You have to cut that out. It's over. Let it go. For me, I have dealt with it in the aspect of, like, seriously, y'all, I just really be like having a hard time when it comes down to my fears. Why? Because I truly allow other people to tell me, or I was allowing other people to tell me different things about me. And they didn't even know the half. They only knew snippets. They only knew just the basic conversations that we were having. And even if you vent to people, right, they still use that against you, no matter what. No matter what you say to them, no matter how much you try to explain it, they're still going to use it. And the thing is, you have to be very confident within yourself to make decisions or to do things without allowing judgment or other people's fears to demolish or dilute that confidence that you have. And it's truly up to you. What you want is up to you. Another thing with fear is stepping out on faith. And I talk about stepping out on faith because sometimes we will make every excuse of why something will not work out, why it can't happen for us, why we don't deserve those things. And whole time it's really for us, but we hadn't taken that risk or we hadn't stepped out on faith. A lot of y'all are entrepreneurs. A lot of y'all are parents. How in the heck did you carry a kid for 9 months and become a first-time parent without stepping out on faith? Because if y'all got the rule book, I didn't get the rule book. So if y'all got a rule book, give it to me. I didn't have no, I had what I learned from my family. I had what I'm learning on the way. But everybody's situation is not always the same. So how in the world are you dealing with these things if you didn't step out on faith and take the risk? Because it's a risk. So I say all of that to say this. Me personally, me and my household will not live and be defeated under fear. If I could take a risk to be a parent, I could take a risk to get my dreams and my goals. I could take a risk to have everything that I said that I wanted in life because I got my needs. So a couple tips. Don't go to other people for your decisions. You don't need their opinion. Do not go to other people for opinions on the decisions that you have to make. The judgment that you receive from your family or whomever else, guess what? So what? They're not living in your shoes. They don't really know you. And keep it pushing. You know what you want. That's what you go after. The last thing is take a risk. You never know where that risk is going to get you. You never know, how much fun and how amazing it's going to be. But as I'm learning, failure is only a thing, an actual thing in your life, if you don't learn the lessons from it, if you don't get back up from it. If you allow failure to be the biggest fear that you have in everything that you do, you're crazy. Because you can do a math problem and get it wrong. If you do it again and practice and learn and ask questions, you can get it right. So failure has no room, especially in my household. I don't know what y'all doing up over there, but what I will say is make sure you check yourself in the way that you think. I'll be back to y'all next Wednesday with something fairly new, but I just wanted to let y'all know fear can't live here no more. That should be your affirmation of the day. Fear can't live here no more. Y'all have a great day. I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Good morning, y'all. It is Wednesday, and of course, I got another podcast that dropped. Y'all, go listen to it. It's with Nikki D. Vick. It's amazing. So, for today, we're going to go ahead and go into our affirmation. I got some other things that I got to talk to y'all about, but I'll hit that later. So, the affirmation of today is, I am the only person who decides who I become, who I am, and where I go from here. I am the only person who decides who I become, who I am, and where I go from here. So many times we always looking for other people for a definition of who we are. Cut it. Ain't no reason to look for nobody else, because you gotta look inside of you. You have to figure those things out. Don't let people inflict their fears up on you. So with that being said, I need y'all to really dig deep into yourselves. Deep into the things that you want in life, where you're trying to go in life, who you trying to become. For me, I just want to be a better parent. I want to be a better person. And so that's my goal, right? Who I am is, I wear a lot of different hats, but do those hats define me? I think a lot of times we have to dig deeper than the surface. And if we're not digging deeper than the surface, then granted, that's a problem. So figure out who you are, who you want to become, and where you want to go. Whether you writing that down, whether you are, if you do write it down, post it on your wall. If you do a voice recording, listen to it daily. Whatever you have to do, because now you got to start affirming it in your life, right? So be very mindful of how you affirm these things to yourself daily. So with all of that, I am letting y'all know today that there's going to be a lot of new things going on within my life. I have started a YouTube channel, so don't hesitate to check that out. And you can just look up Mariah Thompson Bills. I'll pop up. Another thing is I dropped another podcast, so go listen to that. Also, just becoming myself, or becoming a better version of myself. I have really been working on my health, and so I'll enlighten you on that journey as well. I feel like, sometimes when we do these affirmations, I have to make sure that y'all know that I'm actually applying them to my life. So I'm becoming who I want to be. And I hope that you all get to a point where y'all become who y'all want to be. Y'all learn who y'all are. And then y'all get to that place that where y'all trying to go from here. I hope and pray that y'all have a great day. I'm grateful that y'all listen.